Hoarding your candies, but most importantly, this video is about spreading your spend. Okay, let's get into it. As a lot of you know, and we talked about side quests in so many bits of content, that it's RNG based. RNG based in your favor or not in your favor. It's trick or treat. But the problem is, like trick side of things is if you don't get 20,000 candies, and do bear in mind there's a 90% chance if you go into the Dimensional Rift, you will have like a chance you won't get candies, and not getting candies could be a potential problem, as we've seen in many bits of content. By the way, there is a spreadsheet I've put out, which is on a link in the description. We're going to be referring to it. It's got how the side quest works. It's got champ targets, which will be updated on a daily basis. Also, a link to gullumtc.com, the jewels. So there's a massive load of jewels list. There's also like something I'm working on, which is how to do the objectives. That's a work in progress. Store spends and how they break down. And the new tab, which if you go to the bottom of that particular spreadsheet, you can see the tabs are right there, right at the very bottom. Well, those lovely little tabbies, which I'm going to put the big red circle, children, over the areas. So if you go over those areas there, it will take you to the ones. And we'll be talking about the spreadsheet that we're referring to in this video, which is the spreading spend. Because one thing that I wanted to do is check out the store first, because I didn't know if you could purchase into different types of lower progressions. It gave the idea that maybe you would get something with one specific progression, but it turns out you get to buy everything, which is actually better for you as a player than you might think, because spreading your spend opens up a different availability to you to what you get back as a result. And also, depending on what you want and need, you can literally, and this is like quite funny because in the UK, as I said, like I talk about pick a mix. Pick a mix is something where, like in the UK as a kid, you could go to these kind of big dispensers and grab different types of like sweets, as we refer to them. I know everyone else was referring to candies, but it's like we would refer to them as sweets. You get sweets, you put them in your bag, and you can really do that. You can pick all the things that you like and have a mixture of that stuff in a bag. We just help yourself. So let's get down to business and the amount of candies you can get. So, look, it's still RNG. I don't necessarily think it's like an overly fantastic month for guaranteed rewards. But as I said, there is an opportunity to take home some really nice stuff if you box clever. You have 35 runs throughout the month. And for those 35 runs, as you can see on screen, you will either get 700,000 of the candies by doing those 35 runs based on getting 20,000 a time. If you're only able to do epic, you'll get 350,000 a time for the runs. Now that doesn't mean to say that's guaranteed, because as we've seen, that have been, if you follow me on Twitter, you'll know there's plenty of players that have already not got 20,000 candies to start with. That 1%, little 2%, they're getting things like 6-star awakening gems. That could be a problem for them down the line, but there are options available in order to, as I said, spread your spend. And that is the key thing that we want to do in this video, is present this kind of theory of spreading your spend out if you get 700k, and if you don't, you can always take away. So in the description, as I said, this spreadsheet lives. It is called October Side Quest, and it's like a pack. Each month, it's kind of like I create this as like a pack. It's got like multiple tabs at the bottom thing, and this one is spreading your spend. So I've got this version here, version 1. I've got 4 versions to go over for this particular video. So version 1, which I refer to as all the 6-star shards cutting some lower rank up materials. Okay, it is, there will be one version I personally will be using, because I believe it's the most spiciest, and as well it's more fun. But we'll talk about that because I've got rank up materials version and other ones. So this particular version is all about highlighting getting all the 6-star shards. It has got a grand total cost of 698,000 candies, 500 candies, and then we've got 1,500 6-star shards from the uncollected store and lower type elements of it, and also an extra 20,000 candy shard. Because that's the big kind of revelation, is that you can actually buy ones of the previous progressions. So on screen right now, this one is got like the marker of uncollected to it. I want to say that's uncollected, and you can purchase. So that's great. That means, as I said, this is why we're making this video called Spreading Your Spend, and why you can do different options for it. I've also, and if you've noticed, taken out the rank 4, not rank 4, the tier 4 class catalyst, and also tier 1 alpha. This is always down to a personal preference. I can give you spreading the spend scenarios, but it's going to be down to a player perspective as to what you choose. Because you're going to be looking at the store as I am right now. We've got the store up right now. And you'll be going at like, oh, tier 1 alpha. I don't need any tier 1 alpha. Tier 3 basic. I don't need any tier 3 basic. And same thing with like higher rarity stuff. You might be looking at going, well, gold. I don't need gold at the moment. Oh, 5-star signature stones, 5-star hero crystals. I don't need any of those at the moment. And when you're asking those questions of yourself, that means that you will have an idea of what you want. I'm just giving you options. So there's that. But I don't think it's the best. I think it's an option, but I don't think it's the best. Because those 1,500 6-star shards, you could pretty much get in Scenario 2. So what's Scenario 2? Well, this is the one that I'm going to be going for. And it's one of my particular favorites. Favorites. And it's called 80,000 candy shards, 40 cav crystals, 6 times 5-star dupes will mean 1650 6-star shards. That is RNG, baby. That's RNG. Okay? So, what's the story? Well, same thing as before. We're cutting out things like the amount of... I need the gold for Day of the Dead pool, which, as I said, there's a process for how I'm getting that gold, which includes hoping that my first 6 runs, or 5 runs, I think I've kind of made that kind of a mission, first 5 runs will actually give me 1 more gold extra. So, that's something that I'm kind of working towards. But as well, there's stuff when it comes to like the mythic shards, which is the 9,500 total if you choose with the selected of 3,000 6-star shards, plus the 6,500 that you get as a guarantee from that. But it takes it into a whole new sphere. There's a few things that I've removed from this. As I said, it's more shard orientated and focused. And I think there's a reduction down on some 5-star signature stones. Actually, the crystals I think I've removed from it as well. And again, that's just down to like personal choice. But it is what it opens up in the lower areas. As I kind of said a moment ago, you can get the Cavalier of the Candy Crystal Shards. You can also then spread that spend to the Uncollected. You can do the same down again to what is the lower, and so on and so on. So there is those volumes of candies, and then right down to the bottom there where you got the 20, and yeah, so they're all there, right? That's a lot of shards. So if you're getting 1,000 times the limit of 20, that's 20,000, right? 50k a time, 150k down there, an extra 50k, 200k worth of candies being spent on shards. 80,000 candy shards from this alone. 40 cav crystals. 40 cav crystals! And you have to like do the sums right there of going, okay, well, is it logical in those 40 cavs that you will get 6 5-stars? That's all you need to kind of like to be in profit with what was with the 6-star shards that we said like a moment ago. Yeah, okay, you get some extra stuff within here, but again, this is all about balancing what you would like. Like, do you want the extra 21 5-star signature stone crystals, etc.? So if you could take or leave that and look at this scenario, this could be very appealing. It's definitely appealing for me because I'm behind on where I want to be with my 6-star shards, and like I want to look at this side quest as being like advantageous to me. So I'm like, right, well, this actually is interesting. That could mean for a very, very interesting video as well, to do 40 calves. And just to confirm, they are, like, I was thinking like, oh, they must be like the 4,000. I'm kind of like pinching myself going like, they're definitely, are they 4,000 ones? No, they're definitely the 2k ones. So yeah, like the 2k ones. So this, as I said, this spreading spend version 2 interests me personally, and I might indeed do it. Okay, spending version 3. Rank up materials, awakening gems, some spicy shards, and all the 6. This one I've done in a kind of way that's all about signature stones, as I said, rank up materials between the uncollected and lower store areas of things, the 5-star awakening gem. Because look, there's going to be people out there that want a 5-star awakening gem. Kabam had that trade-in event last year. this is another opportunity to pick up a 5-star Awakening gem. If you don't get it this month, yes, there's going to be other opportunities, but again, these are largely few and far between with opportunities. So people may look at this as an opportunity, they may not. Extra rank up materials, debatable about the tier 5B of 6750, but again, that's down to a personal preference. And this is very much aimed at people that are Cavalier and upwards, because, you know, we've got to really think about these kind of high volumes here. There's also a like good amount of gold, 1 mil gold I've done instead of the 1.2. Lots of tier 2 alpha, some 5-star shards. There's still the shards, so you've still got like a bit of kind of like a bit of killer, but you know, a lot of it is filler to things that are rank up material orientated. Not everything, like the tier 4 basic, tier 4 class catalyst, and the tier 1 alphas. But I feel that those are a lot more easier to get nowadays, especially if you go and grind out certain bits of content and on a regular basis. So again, it's always down to personal preference on what you want, but as well, it adds in a little bit extra when it comes to the monthly shards. And then we've got the final version 4, which I've titled, oh God, I can't speak, titled Spread, no gold, shards, and a little bit of everything. So it literally just kind of like adds in a little bit more. And I'm welcome to go to the link in the description, go and check out this a little bit more. But it just kind of like, it's more of, it's less of the gold, which costs a lot, by the way, and adds in a lot more. So you can spread a lot more of your spend between the upper areas and the lower. I think there's a small reduction in the volume of 5-star shards for this. But apart from that, it is all of the little minnow bits of kind of the uncollected and lower store, with a lot extra of the Cavalier shards, the candy shards. But again, check out the link in the description if you want to find out more. As I said, it's down to a personal preference. For me personally, I'm going to be going with version 2 if I get 700,000 candies, because I might not get 700,000 candies. But at least at this stage, I can then make a decision of like how much less I then put into different types of areas. But we'll have to see. Yeah, hopefully you enjoyed this video. Hopefully that kind of like put in a bit of perspective of you don't have to, you know, spend all your candies in one place, and you can spread your spend, which hopefully this kind of strategy helped out everybody. So thanks very much for watching. Check out some other content located on screen right now. Might see you in another video later on today, or maybe not, I don't know. See you there. Cheers. Bye-bye.